Hi, I'm Noémi. I've been to Sarvash many times since I was 6. Then I was a madricha, then a unit head, and we also spent a few summers in the camp with our family. We have 2 children, we live in Budapest, and living a sustainable lifestyle is really important for us. I'm going to share some thoughts about it today with you. I'm not an expert. Mostly what I'm going to say is how we do it in our home. And I would like to give some thoughts and ideas that I really hope you will find useful and inspiring. And I hope I can share something with you that you can take with you on your path towards sustainability. I chose this topic, first of all, because it is really important to me. Second of all, because on Shavuot, we learn Torah during the night to make it up for the mistakes of falling asleep of our forefathers and foremothers. And right now, we also have really important responsibility to preserve and make the world a better place for the upcoming generations, for our children, our grandchildren, and so on. I'm going to share now what is low waste, and through the main aspects, I will give some examples how we do it at home. As you can see, the title of this presentation is Zero Waste. Though I prefer the phrase low waste because it gives you the opportunity to make mistakes. Because as I understand, it is a process and you don't have to give up everything at once. You just need to try to make steps that leads closer to having a lifestyle that is better for you and better for the world and better for the environment. Actually, on this picture, you can see a lot of very trendy items. And what I believe is that buying all those trendy products and use all these right from now on is not very sustainable. So here you can see the 5 concepts of zero waste. Here is upside down pyramid, where you can see the 5 main points, the 5 R's: refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot. So first of all, refuse. I think I will talk the most about this because it really changes your mindset, because the question, do I really need it, is very essential when you think of being low waste. And if your answer is no, just don't buy it. Or you can go on, if you need it, are there any other possibilities to get it than like to buy it in these nice colorful plastic wraps that you can see in the picture? So first of all, we refused to buy a lot of things new. So we don't really buy new clothes. We usually buy secondhand, or for our kids, we mostly get it from others. We are really lucky because our kids have a lot of older cousins. And if we need something, we first check it, for example, online. You can find anything on Facebook, obviously. So what is very helpful and useful for us is, and it is, I think, a very important idea, is that we try to solve everything locally. So we have a Facebook group around mostly our neighborhood where parents, mostly parents, also not parents, can buy and sell things. There is another one where you can exchange things for other stuff. There is one where like you can give it away for free or find it for free. We also have a charity shop right around the corner. And I think it is very important that the local communities are very essential in it. Also, there is another very good opportunity on Facebook group where you can find a cloth sibling for your child, like an older sister or brother, and you can agree that you're getting the clothes from this child and you pass it on to another one. And what I find important about these groups, one is that you can try to find if there's an existing one, and the second is you can take action, and if there is no, you can also make it. Because I think activism is really important in this. So there are these questions that you should ask from yourself. Do I really need it? Or can I live without it? Or can I borrow it from a friend? Or can I buy it secondhand? Also, it's very important factors: how many times will I use it? Or for how long will I use it? Because, for example, there are cases where you don't have to go for the secondhand. You can also buy it new if you plan to use it for a long time, if it's important in that particular product that it shouldn't have already any problems. I think these are also important factors that you can consider. And I think it's also a legitimate answer that I need this one to be new and then buy new. But you can also think about it. What will I do after? And afterwards, you can also sell it. You can also give it to charity. And you can also preserve it for later. But it's also important that you should say no to disposable things and rather go for one that you can reuse. So we also use cloth diapers. We don't use the disposable ones. We just wash them every time and then we use them. Right now, disposable straws are also a main enemy. So the reusable straws became kind of a symbol. For a while, I thought that we just don't use straws because we can live without straws. Though when I was a child, I actually had my morning cacao also with straws, but my mom was very trendy already because she washed the straws, so I don't think that we ever bought like more than one pack of straws ever. Still, a few weeks ago, we actually bought reusable straws. They are metal, they are very trendy. We also say no to packages, and we buy mostly our groceries on the market. We also have a farmer's market. You can't buy everything there is pretty small, and we need like more variety in veggies and fruits than you can buy there. So we just go to a regular market as well. But here we really love the atmosphere there. What is amazing in it is that we go back week after week for years already, and we know the farmers, we talk with them. It is really amazing to know who the product is coming from, and it's also a very important factor in living sustainably to buy local and buy seasonal. Back to packaging, like this, we don't buy any fruits and vegetables packed. And we try to buy other food also in shops where you can bring your own containers. And I would like to show you how we do it. I already mentioned that I don't think that you need to buy new containers which are pretty and beautiful, but the most effective way is like if you just reuse something you anyway have. For example, we have our like a very favorite product. It's Klima in a glass jar. It looks like this. You have to measure when you go to a shop like this. Here's a sticker of it, and I just wrote that this is for millet. So every time when we are out of millet, I just get this jar, go to the shop, fill it up, and we have everything. Reducing what you have is something I'm not very good at yet. We decided that we are trying to have a simple childhood for our children, and we are not going to flood them with toys. So we actually don't have a lot of toys, and most of them are natural, mostly wood. We like open-ended toys, and some of them we bought secondhand. Still, we have a lot to improve in having a more minimalistic home. I talked already about my favorite jars, about reusing things. We always have water bottles with us, never really buying any plastic bottles or plastic bags. For example, when we buy fruits or veggies, we just usually put them in whatever bags we have with us. And again, we don't have any fancy bags. We mostly use the things that we got on conferences or anywhere. If obviously, if you don't have, then wise to buy some or get some or have some made from the materials that you already have. Here you can see some pictures of items that you can use from natural sources so they don't end up being plastic waste in the oceans. Bamboo toothbrushes and the soaps are crucial for me. A few years ago, I was still terrified by the thought of using a soap bar. I actually was disgusted by it. So that was a big step for me when we changed from the liquid soap and the soap dispenser. We don't use that anymore at all. We have only soap bars. What is very important that both in the kitchen and in the bathroom, any cleaning stuff, any cosmetics, any food, we always look out for the ingredients, and don't buy anything with palm oil, which is extremely harmful and plays a big role in deforestation. Also, the toothbrush. For me, it was also a big step to choose rather the very simple bamboo toothbrush instead of some very extreme, highly cleaning toothbrush, which I preferred before. Now, for some years, I only use these toothbrushes. It was a good change. And also, they're kid size, so also the kids use it. As you can see, also from feminine hygiene products, you can also choose ones that are reusable. So the next is recycle. I think this is something most of us do already. We also do that in our home, and this is something the kids really enjoy, finding out which belongs where. And there used to be a very big emphasis on recycling. I think, however, it is very important to get rid of the plastic one entirely. And the last one I would like to talk about is the fifth R, rot, composting. This is something that we don't do yet, and this is going to be our next step, as we just didn't get there, but we are planning this for a while. Most of our garbage that is not recycled would be perfect for composting, as we have a plant-based diet or a vegetarian diet, and I really encourage everybody to try it. There is a way to even to do it on your balcony, or if you look around, if you have in your area any open composting boxes where you can bring your compost. I found recently a very good opportunity. Actually, a vegan restaurant, they have big compost boxes, and they go around the city and collect from anyone who is applying for it. What we need to pay for the delivery guy, and he just goes with the bike and collects the compost. I think this is a super creative way to do it. And I think if you look around in your areas, I'm sure that you will find something similar. Or again, you can start your own and you can build your own composting community. Thank you for watching. I hope that you found some useful information here and you could gain some new ideas. Nowadays, however, this is becoming more and more known, and more people are joining and trying to live a low waste and more sustainable life. It still counts kind of like an alternative lifestyle. I feel the responsibility to pass it on to my children, that for them this is not alternative anymore. This is the norm, and they don't have to learn it. They speak it already as a mother tongue. There are a lot of ways you can also make steps, and what I find really reassuring in it is that every steps count. And I shared this video today because I think I would be already successful if one person finds one useful idea in it, and that brings them one step closer to their own path. Thank you for watching.